Good morning, everyone. I came out here earlier today. Let me show you that. We'll let the plane go by. So I like having that screen on the door. I know you've seen it in a few previous videos and I haven't really talked about it because I wanted to make sure it was something that I liked. And I believe it's like twice now I've forgotten to close the door in the evening, and I haven't had any issues in the morning. The squirrels haven't been in there trying to eat anything. And I got this from Amazon. I just got a regular screen for a door. Alright, so the reason I'm in here today is because it's pretty. I came out earlier just to open the door and the sun was hitting the greenhouse just right. So I decided, well, might be a good day to film and show you all the changes that have been going on in here. So as you can see right there, I need to get rid of that. And by the way, that's the Chinese broccoli. It's way past time for it to go. And there's another one right there, and behind it there's another little one. So anyway, the reason why I'm in here is I wanted to show you what I have been up to so far. So I'll get a little closer over here. As you can see, I don't know if you can see that, the Swiss chard right there is doing really well. And I don't know if we can get a close-up. My little onions have started coming up. Right in there you can see the little onion. And those are the short day onions. They've started bulbing. And I'm using a different camera today that I'm not used to. So just bear with me. And then I've picked most of the dill. And we have beans over here. And those are bush beans. And then I have my pineapple tomato. It's really teeny tiny. It's right there. I'm not sure what's going on with it. It's gotten much better. It was teeny tiny and stunted, but it seems to be doing just fine. And then behind here I have another tomato, and I don't know what variety of tomato that is. It volunteered right there where I was putting a pole, so I thought, well, I'll just leave that to grow. If it wants to grow, I'm going to let it grow. And I also have a lot of these Aunty Molly cherry tomatoes. And all those are volunteers. I didn't plant any this year, so. And my plan is to move those outside because I moved one out and it is doing so much better. So much better. And behind this little disaster over here, I have a San Marzano. Yeah, I'm taking this lettuce out today. I just wanted to film before taking it out. I have that San Marzano right there. It's doing really well. And then I have my Poblano Pepper out there. I have several plants of the Poblano, and they are in the green stalk. I'll show you the green stalk today as well. And then I have a Paul Robeson tomato right here, and back there I have another San Marzano, and I have a chocolate pear right there, and that needs to move and go to a place where I have a pole and it can climb up on. Let's see, that needs to be gone too. That's another Chinese broccoli. Those did not do too well. I was able to get about 3 meals out of them, and I'm not sure if it's because of the weather. It's been getting really hot and then really cold, and that's probably what has been the problem. And here is another one that needs to be gone. I'm going to be pulling all this today. And back here somewhere, being suffocated by this broccoli, is another tomato right there. And that's another one that I do not know what kind of tomato that is. It's another one of those that just volunteered, and like I said, something volunteers, I'm just letting it grow. And then we have this tomato right here, and this is the giant red crimson from M.I. Gardner. And I kept the seeds from last year, and that's what I've used to get those started. And over here we have yet another tomato. Not sure what it is, we'll find out. And as you can see, I'm growing it horizontally, and it's at the point where it needs to climb onto the next one. And this is where I had all that lettuce, and it's all gone now. And I need to get rid of those ones in the corner over there. Those have bolted, so it's time to put them in the composting bin. And then right back there we have a teeny tiny tomato. I don't know if you can see it, it's right over there. And that is a chocolate pear. So I have several of those chocolate pears. And then I have another crimson red right there. And we have some celery coming up. A dill that has volunteered right there. And that cilantro has come to an end, but I do have more cilantro, and I'll show you that on the raised beds. And then on this side, where do I want to start? Let's go start from here. So right here you can see what's left of the garlic. So I already picked the 2 main rows I had in here, and those were music garlic and chestnut. So I have picked most of that. I have a few left, and it looks like these 2 right there are ready to go. And as soon as that is out, we have a tomato that's going to go in there. Let me maneuver in here. Get my fertilizer out of the way. And we have a lettuce right there that I did not plant. That's another volunteer. And then we have a tomato down here, and that's, let's see if we can get it right there. That's an Italian Roma, and it's being shaded by that lettuce. We'll see how that goes. But I'll start picking the leaves of that lettuce, so that should not present a problem. And then we have my elephant garlic over here that has started laying down, so I should be able to pick that here in a few days. But more importantly, I already got all the little walking onions, and I was able to transplant and get most of them going for another round. I thought about just letting them drop and walk wherever they wanted, but I realized then I'll have one big clump of them close to each other, so I'm just spreading them out all over the place. And over here we have another tomato, one in the front and the other one in the back. I have another cabbage, and I've been calling them Tara cabbage. They are tiara cabbage, and we've already eaten one. They're really sweet. I like them. So far we have let's see, 5 left in here, and we have a few outside on the raised beds. More elephant garlic, more Egyptian walking onions, and as you can see, there's one that I planted from one of those, and then there's another one right there, and another one right there behind that lettuce that has fallen there that I need to pick and put in the composter. Alright, we also have another tomato back there, and that's another San Marzano, and right there, that's a tall Robeson right there. Oh, and then I have this Japanese Wasabi radish. There's one, and I have another one somewhere in there, and this needs to be gone. That's a radish that didn't quite produce. It has bolted. And then we have garlic chives back there that I'm ready to start using. Don't know if you can see that. Alright, I think we can go look at the raised beds. Oh, I do have some more celery down there, and I believe I have some more in the back over there, and we have rosemary right there. I also need to get these poles out there and start using them so I can move around in the greenhouse. So I think that's it for in here for today, and hopefully by next week the place will be looking completely different because all this will be gone. So let's go see the raised beds. So this space over here is quickly becoming one of my favorites, and I have 2 of these raised beds. I have that one, and then we have this one over here, and I guess I'll start with this one. See if I can capture the whole thing. Alright, so let's get this open. Alright. Ooh, I'm not sure we can film from this angle because of the sun. Let's get this other one open. Alright, let's try this again. So I'm gonna go lower so we can see what we have here. And we have the Egyptian walking onion right there that I transplanted from the ones that were in the greenhouse. There's another one over there. We have a black Krim tomato, and we have random stuff here. That's a Tatsoi. Those 3 are Tatsois. No, and the 4th one over there. And then we have Swiss chard, since it's getting too warm in the greenhouse, I've moved my cold plants out here. And as you can see back there, we have some beans. And on that little tag, I had planted some roser eggplant. I don't know what happened with that. It did not grow. So anyway, in the back, all that is navy beans. And like I mentioned, that's more Swiss chard over there. We have spinach coming up. And there is another Egyptian walking onion transplant. And in the back, I have zinnias. Don't know if you can see that. There's a zinnia right there. There's one right there behind that spinach. Anyway, we should have a row of zinnias, and it looks like only that half of the zinnias has come up. So I'm not sure what happened to this lower half. And then we have, yeah, I think there's something going on with the lower half of this bed, and I'm not sure what it is. Because I have a yellow zucchini. I think you can see the tag right there. I planted a yellow zucchini. That didn't come up either. But when you go to this half over here, things seem to be doing quite well. That's another Swiss chard. And the rest of this is my cabbage. And I believe that right there is a Chinese broccoli, as well as that one. And then we have the tiara cabbage. And what's interesting is this tiara cabbage, the top broke off, and I just left it in the ground. So now it's trying to produce a second one. I guess because when it broke off, it started growing from the sides. So that's going to produce, well, at least one main one. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. But if it keeps growing, I'll just let it keep growing. We have another Chinese broccoli right there. And another one in the back that I've been picking from. Right there. And as you can see, these more beans behind that. Then I have an okra plant somewhere back there that's being hidden. And again, this is a pack of, what do they call them? I can't think of the name of the flowers. But anyway, the little pack spilled right there, and I was like, okay, I'll just let that grow and I'll transplant them. And these are what I call my lorry flowers. That's probably why I can't remember their name. Let's see what else. As you can see, I guess when I watered that day, some of them splashed over here. So I need to move that too. And we have another one back there that I need to move as well. So those are going to be pretty. Poppy seeds, I believe, is what they were. So they're going to be red. The flowers will be red. Let's see now for my favorite raised bed. Let's start over here. So this lettuce came from inside the greenhouse, and as you can see, we've been eating out of it. And it's probably time for it to go. But I left it in there because it's shading my spinach, and see what else do we have in there. So anyway, I left them growing in here because then they're providing shade, so my greens do not bolt. And in here, that right there is a wasabi radish, the Japanese one, and there's the other one right there. And then back here, I don't know if you can see that, I have a spaghetti squash. And obviously my spinach over there, we have a row of spinach. a row of Swiss chard and a row of the Tatsoi right there. And somewhere in here we have a honey nut squash right there, and we have another one right there, and we have some beans right there. So the idea here is that by the time I'm done with the greens, then the squash will have started climbing. And so I'm trying something that somebody called the high intensity planting or something like that. So if I'm going to have things climbing vertically, I'm going to put in as much as possible in the little space. And it's not going to produce as much, but then you get a variety of many different things. And there's only 2 of us, so I'm not worried about not having enough. Then over here, don't know if you can see that right there. We have the chocolate pear tomatoes. We have 2 plants, and I have this in here because I know it's also going to climb that arch. And then we have the butterbush squash right back there. More beans, and somewhere over there, and I'll take you there here shortly, we have some Delice squash, Delice de la table. And I probably need to wait another week or 2 to really show you the squash that I have in here, because we have quite a bit of squash, but you can't quite see them yet. There's one, there's another one. There's another one right there. And the beans, so we'll have beans, squash, and tomatoes in here. There's another squash, and that one is a spaghetti squash. All right. More chocolate pear. And then we have a melon, a honeydew. And that has not sprouted yet. So I'm not sure what's going on with that one. All right, and then we have the garlic. So this garlic out here has been growing much slower than the one that was in the greenhouse. I've already picked the one in the greenhouse. And here, I believe we have about 80 plants of garlic. We have the Ivan German Extra. So I planted a row of each. And each row has about 10. Then we have the Chestnut Red, Music, another Ivan, and let's see, what was the other one, the last one, another Ivan. And what has been making me really happy, I guess because it's the first time I'm growing this, is the Egyptian walking onions. See if we can see that. There they are. As you can see, they've started producing again. That one already has the little onions on it. I'm not sure if this is going to be clear because of the sun. There's that one there. And we have about 20 of the Egyptian walking onions. And those still have several weeks to go before we need to worry about picking them. And as for the garlic, as you can see, the scapes are just about ready to be picked. And they're not as big as the ones that were in the greenhouse either. So there's that one. There's another one there. But they're progressing nicely. And I think you saw on the short that I did how big the ones we got from the greenhouse were. These things were big. And then we have cilantro right there. We've had a lot of cilantro this year. Last year it was hit and miss. And one of my favorite squash, I guess after the delice, is this one right here. This one is the Lolita, and it's the shell has shades of red and yellow. So I'm really looking forward to see that one. All right. And on the edge we have some more. Well, there's the delice. Oh, that one's looking miserable. I hope that makes it. There's another squash, and I'm not sure what that is, but we'll find out. We'll find out together. And then more beans. And then we have, we have that kale. Thought I'd do that as an experiment. So I'm going to do more of that. I've never tried that kale, so I didn't want to do too many and then not like it. And then we have my other delice right there. I don't know if you can see that. It's right there. Let's see the name of this kale. Oh, this was black kale. So I'll let you know if I like that. And we have some more short day onions out here. Another squash, and this one is the butterbush squash. We have a black Krim back there, and that's it for that raised bed. I'm looking forward to seeing how pretty that gets as things climb on it. So I got this arch from Gardner something. I'll put the link down below. And I have one more place where I'm doing another tiny raised bed. So let's show you that. Right there. Let's put my coffee down. So I keep these raised beds covered at night, or when it starts raining because of the hail. I don't want everything to get destroyed. So if I notice that it's just about to rain, I do put those covers back on. And it doesn't stop the plants from getting the rain. So in this little bed, I started this bed because I wanted to plant that sweet potato. That was a gift from my friend, and I visited her last year, and it was everywhere in her garden. It was really pretty. So this year she gave me a cutting. So that's the purpose of this bed. But because there's more space, I decided to also plant other things in here. And back here, you might be wondering what that is. That's my composting, my raised bed composting. I don't remember the name of it. I'll put it down in the description below if I remember the name. And then we have chocolate pear. We have another crimson red. And I know it looks like I have a lot of this crimson red. And that's because I have the seed and some of it volunteered in the greenhouse. So I don't think you can have too many tomatoes though. Then we have an Emerald Delight squash, and that's the tiny yellow squash. And then we have the Max Gold. Wait, I think I'm saying this backwards. I believe the Emerald Delight is the green ones and the Max Gold is the yellow. Or vice versa. We'll see. We'll see. I can look at the package later and verify that. And then I have a jalapeno, a Pantera right there. And then we have the Aunty Molly cherries. And as you can see out here, this plant is doing really, really well. And I have little grasshoppers all over the place. I hope those don't become a problem. So far they haven't been. I don't know if you can see that one there. It's right there. So anyway, I have a lot of these cherries and I'm just going to put them in the raised beds randomly all over the place. And I think that is it for now. And I'll take you to the front later today and show you the green stalks. And I know I said those raised beds are my favorite right now, but the green stalks are doing really well too. So we'll see you shortly. Alright, let me start by showing you these green stalks. And this year I'm working with 3 of them. And I'm going to go ahead and start with this one right here. I'm going to flip this over. So on the top we have basil. I just planted the thyme, so that hasn't come up yet. Then we have the strawberries. Oh, that's a teeny tiny strawberry. And then we have a black Krim. And then on the next one, we have the peppers. It's a pumpkin spice jalapeno. It's a Serrano. We have a Shishito. And a Kingston Giant. I don't think that's going to make it, but we'll see. And then we have a little Tabasco that just sprouted right in there. Not sure you can see that. And then we have a yellow monster pepper. Oh, that looks much better in the sun. And then we have a Dwarf Firebird tomato. A Shishito. Habanero. It's another Pantera jalapeno. It's a Poblano. And another Serrano. And we don't have much going on the bottom. Let's see, what's that one? That's another Serrano. That just came up. I was going to try doing some beans in here, but then I've changed my mind. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that pocket right there. And we have a yellow monster. And I'm not sure what that is back there. Yeah, right there. Not sure what that is. We'll find out. And I believe, oh, I don't know. Yeah, that's going to be okay. I believe that is a radish. And we have 2 empty pockets there. And then on this one, I just started my oregano in there. And another oregano right there. Those haven't sprouted yet. And then I have a Thai basil right there. I'm not sure that's going to make it, but I have another one in the house, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's see if we can get this done. Okay, so as you can see, those onions did not do well. So I'm going to plant something else in those pockets. These were supposed to be shallots, and I'm not sure what happened with them. They just didn't make it. Yeah. All right. We have some more peppers. It's a Pantera jalapeno. And then we have a Tasmanian chocolate dwarf. I really enjoyed this last year, so I'm hoping this one does well. And then we have, this one is new to me. It's a black Hungarian pepper. I really like the leaves. They start off really dark and get a little bit lighter. So that's new to me. And then we have the tiny California Wonder pepper. Another Shishito. And another Tasmanian chocolate. And then on the next one over here, we have the Dwarf Firebird. That was a favorite too last year. And then we have another yellow monster right there. And then I have the scalloped blend squash. And I have two. So I'll need to move one. I think I'll attempt to move that one and hopefully it makes it. I don't like pinching off my plants. Alright, and then here we have a lemon squash. So these are those tiny yellow round squash that are bite-sized. And then we have a dwarf pink passion. I haven't grown that one before. And then we have, that was doing really well. That's the round green zucchini. It's also going to be the tiny round green zucchinis. And over here we have another dwarf Firebird. All right, then on to the next one down here in the bottom pockets. I'm sure you can see those. Maybe from here. Nope. If we do it this way. Okay, that pocket is empty. We have a yellow zucchini and another yellow zucchini, and in the front we have some carrots. We have more carrots over there. One more pocket of carrots. I'm going to attempt to show you this. I don't know if it's there. You can see the water dripping into the bottom pockets. I just watered it. And we have one more dwarf pink passion. And that's it. That says bush beans, but that pocket is empty, so I need to figure out what I'm going to do with that pocket. And we're back to where we started. And we have one more. So in this one, the top pockets, I have a mix of things. I have the tiny Bok Choys in there. I haven't had a lot of luck with Bok Choy this season. And as you can see, we have some cilantro. And we also have arugula. So we have a mix of 3 in each of the pockets. It doesn't look very happy. That's another Bok Choy. It's supposed to be tiny. Looks like that one is bolting. Yeah. This one has already bolted. And that's a Bok Choy. So I'm not sure what happened there. So anyway, back to that top pocket. So that whole top pocket is all the same. And then on this one, we have our strawberries. And as you can see, they're starting to flower. They've gotten much bigger since last week. And then one of our favorites, see if you can see that any better, is the chocolate mint. And as you can see, it has started climbing. The strawberry doesn't look very happy. Another chocolate mint. Oh, I wish you could smell that. Ooh, it smells like chocolate. Another strawberry. And then down here we have a radish. So it looks like the radishes are doing better in the greenhouse. So that's a whole row of radish. And I think going forward I'll just be doing the radish in the greenhouse because that's where they seem to do best. So down to the next pocket. That was my little eggplant. It looks like something ate it. Oh, come on. Ooh, my camera is getting hot. So, yeah, there's my little eggplant. I don't think that's going to make it. Something ate it. We have a bush bean over here. And the rest of the pockets on that level are pretty much empty. Yeah. And then down here we have more carrots. And that right there was a radish and something ate it. And we have more carrots. And this whole bottom row is just carrots. And then I did an experiment. I took some ginger that I bought from Costco and decided to plant one. And that's what it's doing. And I noticed when I transplanted it from the little container, it's actually started forming the ginger. And I know this do not like to be transplanted, but it seems to be doing fine. And I have 2 of them. So we'll see how that goes. And I think that is it for now. We'll see you on the next one.